Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd bring you guys back in on this 22 Creedmoor Ruger American Gen 2 Go Wild for kind of a mid-season review of what I've been using it for, kind of how I feel about it, how I feel about this 69 VT ammo for Hornady, and some of the little things that I've kind of gone through with this rifle. So an overview of the rifle, there's an unboxing video and a video of all the upgrades I've done, but for the guys that haven't seen that yet, the suppressor I'm running on this is a Lazarus 6. I was going to get a 22 cal specific suppressor for this, but this Lazarus 6, the accuracy is really good with it on there, so for me there's no point in switching it out. If I was going to get something different, I'd maybe get like a Sierra 5. My hunting partner, that's what he runs on his 22 Creedmoor, and he really likes that suppressor as well. Again, this is the buff stuff, Arca rail. It's holding up phenomenally. This Arca rail's probably been on and off my tripod, I would say close to 1,000 times at this point in the season, and the finish is holding up very well. The bolts are still tight. I haven't had any issues with it. The hardware is good. You know, everything's just been phenomenal with that. This rifle has a Timney trigger in it, and before everybody gets on the comments and talks about cutting the spring, the original trigger, you could take the spring out and it was still one of the worst triggers I've ever pulled. And actually I tore that trigger apart and all the metal had burrs on it. Now I could have went through and sanded and polished everything, but Timney has these triggers in stock, and it's 2 pins that you already had to take out to tear apart the factory trigger anyways. So that being said, enough with cutting the trigger spring. That wasn't the issue with this gun. The optic on this is an iRay Hybrid 50. I've had this scope for 3 seasons now, and I really like it. Kind of for what we're doing, this scope kind of complements this setup. I've had the luxury of hunting beside a Bolt 60, which is a 1024 resolution, and to me this scope is better. At 1024 for a 200-yard shot, you had to zoom in twice, you know, to really kind of pinpoint where you're shooting, and you zoom at 1024 and twice, you're down to a 384. This thing, my picture-in-picture is a 2x zoom, so my picture-in-picture is a 384, and I never zoom in the base zoom. The base zoom, I don't touch. My hunting partner, he has a Rix DBH D6. If I was going to get anything different, and I do plan on getting one, I will get a DBH D6. They are a phenomenal scope. The way we hunt, I take the majority of the 300-yard and in shots. And if we have a double come out, I take the closest one, he takes the farthest one. It just, with this thing, you know, without having to spend extra money for the internal ballistic calculator, this thing's been phenomenal. It does have a rangefinder on it. The rangefinder works okay. It works fairly decent, not as good as that DBH, but for what I need it for, it does. And I run a Rix Titan monocular with rangefinder in it, so if I need to verify ranges, I can do it with that, and then I double check it with this. But again, this scope's been great. If you guys have more questions about this scope, or kind of some of the thermal scopes that we've ran, or you know, that we use, go ahead and leave a comment down in the bottom. If you guys are looking for a scope, go check out our friends at Midwest Thermal Optics. That's where these scopes came from. They've been phenomenal. We've been dealing with them for 3 years, and I have no complaints. Kurt and Rhonda are always there to answer any questions. They always have good deals. You know, this was originally a demo unit, so I got a little bit of a price break on it. You know, and they help you through if you have any warranty issues at all. This one had the eyepiece got pulled off and lost in transit on one of our hunts, and they worked through warranty and they got me another one, no cost. I had a battery that wouldn't quite charge you 100. It wouldn't go down any faster than it needed to, but wouldn't charge you 100. And again, the warranty was taken care of on their end. I didn't really have to deal with iRay. So that being said, that's my thermal setup on this. I do shoot it off a rather inexpensive tripod, but for my style of hunting, how we hunt, I wanted light and cheap, because I do bang this thing around quite a bit, thrown in the back of the truck. So overview of the gun so far for the year, I think my round count is right at about 400, which unfortunately is about half my barrel life on this 22 Creedmoor. But you know, if it lasts me 2 seasons, that's fine. It's been very accurate. These 69 VTs, after doing some trigger tuning and things like that, they shoot about a 1/2 inch with the day scope. With the thermal, you get a little bit more. It's not quite as fine tunable as the day scope. So I'm right in there about 3/4 of an inch with the day scope, which for me is acceptable with this scope and kind of the distances that I plan on shooting. I've shot 500 yards with this, and it still groups good. Hitting the target at 500, not an issue. So again, the function of this has been very good. The one thing I did change is I got an MDT or a mag pull, 5-round mag instead of the 3-round that it comes with. I just like having that 2 extra shots. The one thing I did have to do to make it kind of clip in better is I had to take a square file and file just the bottom of the mag catch. It would go in just fine. It just kind of was a little tight. You had to rock it a little bit to get it to go in there. After I filed that, it goes in there. It feeds phenomenal. Haven't had any feed issues with this, and I've been running this for a while now. So yeah, this thing's been really good. Let's talk about these 69 grain VTs. These things have been accurate and they've been consistent. We've killed a pile of coyotes this year with the 22 Creedmoors. I run the 69 VTs. My buddy runs 69 Blitz Kings from 1776. Both of them are coyote killers, but both of them have things that we want to work on. I have some bolts and some loads I've been working on that I'm going to work on this weekend to get finished up that will replace this. And I will tell you the issues that I have with this, and it's the same issues we have with the 69 Blitz Kings. I'm going to put a video up right here. This video is a coyote that worked all the way into the call. I did not have the rangefinder on. I don't believe the range is correct on this. He was actually at 105 yards when I shot. The shot originally, when he started spinning, I thought, I was low, I was left, I was right. It wasn't where I was aiming. Well, the coyote was spinning. We put another one in him. That one was back a little farther. We put another one in him, and that one finally put him down. The way we hunt, we will not stop shooting until that coyote is on the ground, because we kind of always hunt like we're in a competition. We need that coyote. That coyote needs to make it to the truck. We can't have any running off. We hunt some places that they do not want the coyotes laying there. All of our coyotes get picked up, thrown in the back truck, and taken to our shop so we can look at them and look at the shot placements, look at what the bullet's doing. So that way, if we do have a shot placement issue, we know what we need to work on, and we can see where the issue was, if it was our fault or if the bullet didn't work how we expected to. And that's where my issue with these 69 grain VTs come in. I've had 6 coyotes for sure that upon recovery, the shot placement was good. The same shot at 200, 225, 250 yards, one shot, bang, flop, done. 150 in, for some odd reason, these things don't seem to work quite like I was hoping. Quite frankly, they don't work, I don't think, as good as, like, say, the 22 ARC 62 VT factory loads do. Those, it don't matter where the coyote is, don't matter where you shoot them on the front half. You shoot them anywhere in the front half, and that coyote's piled up, and you load them in the back of the truck, and you move on to the next spot. I've had about 6 coyotes now inside of 150 that we've had to put a second shot in, and upon recovery, the first shot was in a good spot. Again, I've made identical shots at over 200, and they don't even think about moving. I mean, it just curls their legs and they drop in their tracks. I'll put a picture up right here. This coyote was at 50 yards. I had to put 2 shots in him, and the first shot was broadside through the shoulder, and that's all the farther it got. The second shot I hit behind the shoulder, and that's where the hole came from. So again, they work. For factory offering, they do work. I do think that they're better than the 80s, especially at any kind of distance. We had some issues before these came out with the 80s in the other rifle, not doing a good job. I do think these are better than 80s, but I don't think they're the best. I got a bullet combination that I'm working on right now that I think will solve some of these issues. That will be really good terminal ballistics from 0 to 500 yards, which is the majority of what we shoot. So yeah, again, for a factory rifle, factory ammo, it's a good setup. It really is. If you guys don't want to take the time to load, you know, you just want to buy the rifle, buy the ammo, you're good to go. It does work. I think you just need to be a little bit more mindful of the shot placement 150 yards and in. I think that'd be my only gripe with this stuff here. Again, anything that's been at 200, 225, 250, as long as I hit it in the front half, it's piled up on the ground, we go pick it up and we move on with our night. So yeah, that's kind of my mid-season review on this thing. I got a lot of nights to go on this thing yet this year. We got a 7-day, 5-state trip coming up in January. The tournament that I put on at the end of February, and another tournament in January as well that I'll be using this rifle for. So I do have a custom rifle in the works, and I will be showing you guys that kind of when I get the barrel and kind of the assembly of that. So if you guys have any questions, just please feel free to put them down in the comments. If you guys are looking for a thermal, like I said, go check out my friends at Midwest Thermal Optics. They've been phenomenal for me for all the thermal needs I've had. So I want to thank you guys for tagging along in this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.